How's everybody doing? I want to speak on something today. It's called the powers of perception. You know, I'm gonna give you three different perspectives. What God sees, what man sees, and how you see yourself. And I'm gonna give you examples of all three of them. God sees your heart. He sees and he knows who you really are. Because he looked within, he don't look without. He created you, he made you, so he knows exactly who you are. So there's no way that he can be wrong because he's your creator. He's the one that created you, he's the one that made you, he's the one that formed and fashioned you and put you in a place he wanted you to be at a certain particular time. So he knows you better than you know yourself. So once you get in tune with him and see what he put instilled in you, then you'll know exactly how to carry yourself. Number two, man. Man don't know you. Man can look at you, and there's one thing about man. Man only looks at the outer appearance. He might look at you if it's his first time seeing you, and from the perception of what he's seen other people being like, he perceives you to be that same way. Because if you carry the same characteristics of someone else, then guess what? You are just like that other person. But because they haven't realized who you were, they haven't talked to you, they haven't got to know who you really are, they come up with their own perception of who they think you are. And that's not the way you're supposed to do. You're supposed to be able to find out if you really want to know this person. Some people don't, but if you really want to know this person, you should be able to talk to this person, get to know this person, and find out exactly if this person is the way you think they are. Is this person something that they're not in your eyes? But everybody's not the same. No two people are created equally, but if you're trying to do something or perceive something about someone that you don't know, and you perceive, oh, this person is this, that, and other, and you try to compare this person to another person, we're not alike. None of us are alike. So basically, you should find out exactly who this person is, try to understand this person so you can get the right perspective of who this person really is. And then there's the other part, number three, is your perspective. It's who you know that you should be, or you are, rather. Instead of worried about what somebody else thinks about you, how somebody else feels about you, you are who God say you are if you know God. Everybody say they know God, but they don't. But if you know God and you know you, and if things that happen around you or people that are around you seeing you as something that you're not, then you don't let that seek inside of you, because that's not you. You let yourself shine by being who God created you to be and who you know that you are. There's going to be a lot of naysayers out there. There's going to be a lot of people talking bad about you, and whatever the case may be, or some people be talking good about you. But it's what you think about yourself, how you feel about yourself, and how you carry yourself is the thing that's going to take you the farthest. Okay? And I'm going to give an example of how God sees a person. Another example is that I'm going to go to the word in David. God told Samuel to go to David. Go to Jesse's house to find David and anoint David as king, because I found a man after my own heart. So Samuel went to Jesse's house, and he told Jesse, the Lord sent me here. I'm paraphrasing. The Lord sent me here to find the king, the next king, and he says is in your house. So bring all your sons over here so I can anoint them. So Jesse, went and got all his sons, brought them all around the table, Samuel said, oh, okay, these some good looking guys here. These some big, sturdy, intimidating, strong guys that I know that the people would like. Okay. So Samuel went around the table, put the bottle of oil, tried to pour the bottle of oil over the person that's going to be the next king. Okay. So Samuel went through each one of the sons that Jesse brought in, and the oil didn't flow out. So Samuel looked at Jesse and said, what's going on? Do you have any more sons? And Jesse said, okay, yeah, I have another son. He's out there in the field. He's just a little guy. But he said, call him in. Now, when David come in, David didn't look nothing like his brothers, but David was the man after God's own heart. So when David came in, Samuel poured the oil over David. Oh, this is the next king. So in Samuel's eyes and in Jesse's eyes, the other sons fit the description of a king, but they wasn't. It wasn't what they looked like. It's about who they are. And it wasn't what's on the outside. It's what's on the inside that counted. And so when David was anointed king, he didn't look like his brothers. He wasn't as big as his brothers or something like that, things like that. But he was the one that God knew that was after his own heart. But guess what? David wasn't perfect. David had issues that every man has. And because of the issues, even after he became king, still, he was not just, if looking at him in today's standards, he was a bad guy. He did some bad things. He killed people, he was adultery and all this and that. But even through all that, he was a man after God's own heart because he knew that David loved him. He knew David's heart. And that's the thing that a lot of people don't take the time to understand about a person, is what kind of heart they have, what kind of type of person they really are. They only look at the outer appearance and the things that they see from the outside. They look from the outside in. God looks from the inside out. And that's the thing that we need to learn how to do. Okay, another perspective, another way of perspective is, excuse me, man's perspective. You know, in today's standards, if this person, again, if this person is a liar, thief, killer, whatever the case may be, I don't know, whatever you see this person is, or you've seen the actions that this person did. So, but because you going on today's standards, you don't really understand who that person really is. You don't know what they went through. You don't know what type of situations they've been into, what part of the country or part of the city or state or whatever the case may be, where they come from and what type of environment that they have grew up in. And maybe that's all they know, even though they're not that person, but because that's all they know how to do, that's what they do. So when you look at it like that, you say, well, this is a bad guy because, hey, this is what they do. But you don't know the heart. The heart is the most important thing of a person, is the person, what's inside of a person. You know, yeah, we can say, yeah, okay, because they came up from in a bad environment, they don't have to be a bad person. But yeah, they don't have to be a bad person. They might not be a bad person. But, you know, some things happen. People do things that they don't want to do, or see things and think it's good or it's right to do because that's the only example that they have. So you never know what's really going on with this here person. And one other thing I wanted to say was how the person feel about themselves again. It's what's in you and what makes you. You know, what drives you, what makes you feel like you are the person that you want to be. You got to do what you need to do. Dig deep inside of yourself. Once you figure out what makes you tick, what makes you happy, what makes you strive, what's going to make you be the person that you ultimately want to be, and you work toward that, and you build toward that, and you lean on that, then you don't have nothing to worry about. Everything is going to work out the way you want it to work out. Anytime you don't understand with who you are, go to your maker, the one that created you. Talk to him about you. And I'm out.